and also because we get to sit with other journalists to get to understand their thoughts on raging issues. So welcome aboard the show. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah.
And I am Awisi, Dede, Jange. I look forward to this weekend, honestly.
What are you looking forward to?
I have quite a number of engagements, parties, weddings, birthdays.
Oh yes, Lantan Papanku, he's getting married tomorrow. I've said it.
Yes, we will be there, live in college.
Yeah, and I'm proud and happy for him. Prince Asian is also getting married on the 29th. I don't know what the boys have seen. They are all getting married anyhow. But hey, guys, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you as well, Charlie. It's good to take that step, right?
It is. It's scary, but it is.
Scary there it is, Mom, and it will be scary until Jesus
comes.
Anyways, it's a beautiful Friday morning, and so let's kickstart this morning with our quote of the day.
Our quote of the day says, when you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go. When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go.
Very, very important. What dream do you have? And how are you treating that dream? Are you letting go of the dream because the circumstances around you make it seem very impossible, or you're grabbing it and making sure that it doesn't go? I think it's a very good one.
Yeah.
Going into the weekend, something to ponder on. But you know what? You can never have enough music when you are zooming into the weekend. And so let's bring you our video of the day.
He survived the war.
Yeah.
So
he saw the war. He actually saw it. He was a little boy, but he saw it.
I wasn't born by then.
Yeah. Oh. I see Dede.
Anyway, I'm half Liberian, so I sort of have an idea of how terrible
but you didn't see it.
No, I didn't. It was my
because he said at a point he was almost recruited as a child soldier. Yes. If he's telling lies, then I'm lying.
I believe him totally, because
Exactly.
I'm told there were some instances where kids were recruited.
Yeah.
They saw me. Imagine as a child seeing dead bodies and gory things like that. But I'm happy I didn't really experience all those things.
Yeah.
My mom just told me the stories, and I saw videos, the documentary. But it was terrible. Anyway,
I mean, there's
welcome
nothing
back to the
pleasant
show.
about war. There's
Oh,
nothing
no,
pleasant
not at
about
all.
war.
Not at all.
Yeah, and that's why we need to guard our peace, regardless of the provocation. You know, this week has been really a raging one. We've seen a lot of conversation back and forth between the gold board and the minority in parliament.
The minority back and forth.
Quite interesting.
Quite interesting.
I was listening to the minority leader yesterday on another platform, and he talked about the fact that, listen, all they asked for, simple questions that needed answers, and then he was insulted.
The NDC's justification is also that he made the attack personal.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you dish out something, you should expect more. So, I mean,
But the good news is that he says, well, they have actually presented a motion to the speaker asking for a committee to be set up to look into the matter. And since Sammy Jemfi has indicated that he's not opposed to that, they are really excited about it, but they want it to be also telecast live.
we look forward to that.
Yeah, a live telecast of the probe of
look forward to
the
that.
$1.7 billion loss that was incurred, or that has been found in the books. Accounting losses and not economic losses, we are told. But then the minority say that they want Parliament to now look into it and make it open so that everybody will see the
I
spirit
wonder
of
how long
transparency.
it would take for that to be done, because we are waiting. We are waiting for how it's going to pan out.
You know, but in all of this conversation, I think the real problem here is the interpretation that both sides are putting to what the IMF wrote. The IMF said, we discovered this. This party says, well, that's not what it means. The other party says, this is what it means. So if we are both fighting over something that we didn't write, why not have the person who wrote it come and explain and say, okay, this is what I meant by what I put in that report. So maybe it's time to have the IMF to open their mouth and say, listen, Ghana, cool, this is what we meant. Then we'll know. Because now we have two different interpretations to something written by the IMF. So IMF, come and tell us that this is not what you meant or this is what you meant. Then matters will cool down. Before palm wine, beer bar, we don't want all of those things.
And the insults. But the subtle
are they
insults.
really insults?
That's what I wanted to correct.
Really
the subtle insults, But I mean,
because if I tell you I'm not going to take morality advice from the brothel, it's actually an expression. It's English. It doesn't mean I've insulted you.
There are expressions which are insults.
No, but that's not an insult. That I'm not going to take moral lessons from a brothel. Will you go and take moral lessons from a brothel?
No, but in this context, you know who he was talking to.
No,
which
I get
he
that.
was
I
talking
get
to.
that. But then still, morality, what is...
But I kept that. I tweeted that a couple of days back, that I'm going to use that line whenever I'm in an argument with my friends, that I won't take moral lessons from that, because we have to learn from Sammy Jemfi, because he's actually a very good communicator. So Sammy Jemfi, I borrowed those lines from you.
He's a brilliant gentleman. I mean, that you can take from him. I believe that if the MPP had a Sammy Jemfi, they would also want it, because it's politics. It's the politics of it.
But I think the MPP also have a Sammy Jemfi.
No, they have their own, not a Sammy Jemfi. If you say this, they'll get angry at you that they have a Sammy Jemfi. They'll really come at you. When they come at you, I'm not part.
I'm trying to say that they have equally good
that is the problem right there.
Communicators.
IMF said something, and then both parties are giving interpretations to what the IMF said.
But in any case, there's also another part of the issues that happened over the week, Wontemi's issue.
Oh.
The judge says she's unwell, and the case has been, so we are asking, what would this mean for the elections, and what would the fate of Wontemi? I remember I chanced on a conversation with Paul Grave, and Paul Grave said that irrespective of the fact that Muntumi will still be in custody,
Yeah.
they would still pick up the forms for him. And there's also another conversation about, won't this be a waste of money because the person is behind bars?
But what does the constitution of the MPP say?
That
I
is
think
another
that is what we should be
conversation
exploring
that we
going
should-
forward. What does the MPP say concerning people who want to vie for these kind of positions? Especially, take it or leave it, Chairman Muntumi is a convict.
He's a convict.
He's a convict, and he's in custody. So, would you want to have a chairman who will be chairing the party from prison?
Maybe they'll make an exception.
So it's all about what the constitution of the MPP says, because Parliament has indicated that they would go ahead, pick forms, file the forms for Chairman Muntumi to contest as the national chair of the party. Well, Boakye Jaako is also on the grounds, he's already campaigning. And how will Chairman Muntumi campaign from prison? Especially when he's not physically present, if it starts. Or they are hoping that he will get the bill that has been set for October 15.
Well, there's also that too. But I mean, his supporters are still. There was a vigil, so I'm sure maybe he can still.
Did you see videos from the vigil?
They were crying.
I'm asking.
I saw videos.
You saw videos.
Yes.
How long did those videos last?
That's another conversation.
Imagine Chairman Muntumi was there. You know, sometimes let's not kid ourselves. The presence of a person who is contesting is very important.
It really matters.
It really matters. Else, you don't have our presidential candidates crisscrossing the country. They'll say, okay, people know me already. Look at what Dr. Bawumia did.
I think Chairman
in 2024.
Muntumi has a lot of things on his plate right now, and I don't know if that position is one of the most important things he's looking forward. Right now, his freedom is the most important thing. So,
From your perspective,
Chairman
Muntumi wants to be the only chairman who governed the MPP from prison.
Okay.
Perhaps.
There's also that too.
Perhaps.
There's
You know,
also that
they
too.
say that when you go, you get to prison, it gives you a moment of reflection. You reflect a lot. People write when they are in prison.
Because
Well, so it's quite interesting, the dynamics associated with that. So we'll get to understand that as well as the days go by. We'll get to find out exactly what the constitution of the MPP says and whether or not we are going to see Chairman Muntumi in the race, even though his partners or his counterparts, his supporters have given him the indication that they would indeed pick forms and file for him. Quite interesting. I'm looking forward to that. And my guests will be joining us shortly. We'll be getting to find out from them as well what they make of these developments. Nielante Vanderpoy, Edwin Nielante Vanderpoy, Charlie, he has had to issue an apology. Yes, because he said earlier that, listen, he's a communicator, Sami Gyamfi is not. And so he wouldn't have used the words he used. And so he apologizes on behalf of Sami Gyamfi. But when the fire started coming, because I saw posts from NDC people who said, "Sheh, and you want to be chairman of the NDC, you are not serious." Now he has apologized. He has also issued a statement to say that, well, he did not mean to undermine Sami Gyamfi in any way. You see, if you are a member of the NDC, you know that there are certain people you don't go after. If you go after them, Onagbe. And Nilante has realized that
darling boys.
Going after Sami Gyamfi, the way they have given it to
Wrong
you,
move.
you want to be chairman of the NDC. Good morning to you. You left drip for this. We are hoping that this does not actually tank your chances to become chairman of the NDC. Well, we'll take a breather. When we come back, my senior colleagues will be joining me. We'll be having a conversation on all of these issues and more. Remember to get interactive with us on Facebook, on X, and also on YouTube. And so we'll be right back. on the issues. And this morning, I have Audu Mahama, managing editor of the Custodian newspaper, here with Elvis Dako, managing editor of the News Center newspaper. Cliff Ekufo is chief reporter, News Time Corporation, and Ibrahim Al Hassan, who is my boss, the head.
He is the acting news editor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Congratulations.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. Cliff, acting news editor for the Ghanaian Times. Very. Yeah. All right, so these are the people that we'll be having conversations with when we begin, of course, the review. All right, so gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Cliff, it's been a while.
Sure.
Yes, I hope you're doing well.
To be back.
Yes. Nice to also have you here on the set. But quite a lot has happened this week. In fact, this week, people who had no idea about what ASEM means have had some education in regards to gold operations in this country. Let me start with you, Cliff, when it comes to the whole issue surrounding debt, laws, whatever it is, and how we've seen it pan out.
Thank you very much, Josh. For me, this is a very important issue we need to look at critically. And critically because for a very long time, we have not had full benefit of the mineral resources God has blessed us with. We are gradually coming to the realization that if indeed we desire to develop as a country, then we must pay critical attention to our mineral resource. If my memory serves me right, and you remember how we trade our mineral resources became a key feature in the last election, to the extent that the purported concession and mining lease concerning the lithium in the central region became a very topical issue. Now, gold board.
Yeah.
For over a century, we've been mining gold. Somehow, somewhere 2022, we were made to come to the understanding that there is a way we can leverage on our gold resources for our development agenda. And God being so good, it did work some magic with its own challenges. Then the current administration took over and decided that I would want to take that whole agenda to the next level. And that gave birth to what has now become known as Gold Board.
The Gold Board.
In order not to sound like an expert in gold trading, I will put out rhetorical questions. Because reading the Gold Board Act, I see something like mimicking what we have with gold cocoa board.
Okay.
Where cocoa board in Ghana is the only agency that can buy or trade cocoa with the international market on behalf of Ghana. And per the new act that establishes the Gold Board remains the only entity that can sell gold on behalf of Ghana. Then the issue of losses. At least now it is established that as a country in our gold trading, we have incurred some form of losses. The argument or the debate now is who bears the burden? Is it Gold Board or the Bank of Ghana? That is where the contention is now. For me, whether it is Gold Board or Bank of Ghana, there is a loss. And the quantum is so huge, $1.7 billion. More than half of what we went for from the IMF during our stressed economic situation. And so if 1.7 billion is lost through our trading activities in a year, then the political football between the biggest opposition and the ruling party must be taken out. Our concentration must focus on the how. Because as a layman, the gold produced in Ghana, purchased in Ghana, and sold on the international market. And every international commodity is denominated using the dollar. So, yes, we bought the, what's the name? The gold in cedis, but traded it in dollars. As to how the loss occurred is something that we must be educated on seriously, because I've been wrapping my mind around it and I still can't understand it. It is like Cocoa Board, through the various buying agencies, aggregating all the cocoa and pegging it at the international price, coming to tell us that they went to sell our cocoa and made so much losses. Once that comes in, then something does not gel anywhere. I have heard people say the IMF listed 3 things. That is the forex differential, discounting, 15% discounting, and then the third reason, which has eluded me. Now, in discounting, who determines the discounting? And did the person actually do its actuarial work very well to understand that if we go for such a discount, it is going to affect the profit or the profit we are going to make? The forex. The gold was traded outside Ghana, which means that it was pegged at the international price.
Yes.
And at least we know every day we are given what gold or what those international commodities, how they trade on the international market. So how did we run at a loss and forex becomes a variable within? Because if I buy something 10 cedis from Ghana, if I decide to go and sell at US or anywhere on the international market, the rational thing will be, when I was offering the 10 cedis in Ghana, did I factor in how much it was selling on the international commodity market? If I did that, how come we are running at a loss? And for me, I thought that was the education the chief executive officer of the Gold Board was going to offer us, because there may be genuine reasons.
Yes.
More especially given the fact that when the gold for oil and then the
Domestic
gold purchase, we were hearing of some losses. Unfortunately, the 2 political parties who have handled this particular trade are not helping with the citizenry to appreciate and understand why these losses occur. You understand? So, for me, as I sit here, I think it is more of education.
Right.
For all of us, because as a country, we can't be trading gold and be making losses. Because if Anglo Gold Ashanti were making losses in trading gold, I'm sure they would have packed out by now. Today, we are taking people's licenses from them and they are fighting back. Goldfields, we are still confused, or we still don't know whether we are going to renew their licensing agreement or we are going to take it away from them. If they were trading at a loss, do you think it would be attractive enough for them to want to stay in here? It doesn't make sense to the ordinary man on the street for us to go trade gold, which is an international commodity priced in dollars, and come back and report to we the citizenry that we traded in gold and made so much losses. Then what is the difference between what they are doing and I don't know if you have heard this story about, in a particular year and a particular government, we decided to send our cocoa onto the international market. The cocoa never came. We were told the cocoa dropped into the sea, yet the ship arrived safely and we never had money. As to whether it is true or not, it's yet to. But that's a story.
Which year is that?
Which year? In the 70s. That was in the in the 70s. You understand? That is a story that we have lived with. And so if we are trading gold and making losses, then Joshua, to borrow Professor Bokpin's word, then we might as well stop the mining because it's of no use to us as a people.
Okay. And I remember Osahin asking, Yaton Gold, Eboka. Yeah. That's the question he asked. But Elvis, I saw your post. Why any probe into Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program's 30 billion CD losses should start from 2022? And let me quickly read it. I have found all the figures for losses related to the gold program by BOG since inception in 2022. Under NPP from 2022 to 2024, the cumulative losses were 7.1 billion cedis. Under NDC in 2025 alone, the losses jumped to 22 billion cedis. It means the total losses of BOG gold trade is almost 30 billion Ghana cedis. In opposition, NDC demanded a probe into the losses. In opposition, MPP is also demanding a probe into the losses. In opposition, both parties alleged that the losses were benefiting people associated with the government.
This is the whole issue with the whole. So all the back forth is the last one. You see the last sentence?
Yes.
Both
parties are
in opposition. They believe that the losses are being made deliberately to benefit certain people associated with the government of the day. That's the whole thing. But as I said, let me give the public at least an idea of what it is.
Okay.
As at 2021, Ghana's total gold reserves was 8.7 tons from Gold Coast to Independence to where we got to 8.7 tons. So when we were faced with the financial crisis and things were difficult, the then Vice President, Dr. Bomia, believed that, look, if we are able to use gold as a tool, we could really help solve our economic problems.
Yes.
So the government then, with the central bank, launched what we call the domestic gold purchase program. The program is in two parts. One buys from the multinational companies. That is purely to build up our reserves. But aside building the reserves, the government realized that you need forests. Because in every month, we need about $480 million to bring in petroleum products. And because of that, you need a lot of forests. And when the Bank of Ghana is able to supply the forex, they got the open market. And that was what was causing the fluctuation of the exchange rate. So what happened was that then the then government believed that if they can also use gold in another system of trade, which they can get the forex, and the forex won't come back, but it will be given to oil traders to import the oil, it could also help. This was the time that diesel was selling 22 cedis, 80 pesos per liter. And 22 per 80 liters. I checked the figures. And the 70 cedis for petrol.
For petrol.
Okay.
Super.
So then the government launched the program in 2021. And 2022, the program started.
Yes.
In 2022, the government bought 3.47 tons of gold. Total, both for reserves and the export for the oil. The government actually invested $194.43 million to do that. And then the losses incurred in 2022 was $74.44 million. These are Bank of Ghana figures. 74.4. 2023, where the government was able to buy 37.02 tons of gold. The amount used to buy the gold was $1.55 billion. The government made a loss of $1.37 billion in 2023. Cedis. The losses are all in cedis. In 2024, the government bought 56.47 tons of gold. And the amount invested is $4.06 billion. The losses were 5.66 billion cedis. These are Bank of Ghana figures. Then in 2025, the government bought 96.96 tons of gold. The amount invested was $5.8 billion. And the losses amounted to 7.1 the 22 billion cedis. Yeah, the 1.7 billion. So when you look at the thing in total, what it means is that within the entire period, we bought gold almost 200 tons. But the NPP era, which I said was 7.1 billion in losses, they actually bought total gold of 96.66 tons. That was the gold they bought around that time for the 3-year period. In the year that we are making the 22 billion losses, the total gold bought is 110.99 tons. 2025. So there's about 15 tons difference between what was bought in the 3 years and what was bought at this time. Remember that most of this gold have been sold because it's both reserves and the dog gold that we are using to trade. And at the NPP, it was being done by PPMC in partnership with the central bank, and then they added bust in addition. So they have a regime. At that time, the NDC said the losses being incurred was deliberate and that some people were benefiting from the losses because they don't understand why gold prices were going up and we say we are trading gold, we are making losses. So the gold for oil program were making losses. In fact, the current governor, even opposition, made it clear that the thing was causing a mess for the balance sheet of the central bank. So it's not a good thing. We need to separate a different entity because central bank should not be taking losses that's being incurred by another body. So when he became governor, he suspended the gold for oil program. Okay?
Yes.
What they realized is that suspend the gold for oil program was going to be difficult because it means that there will be no option to get the dollars that you need. So they introduced what they call gold for forest. In place of the gold for oil, they brought what they call gold for forest.
Gold for forest, what?
No, it's also there, but they have decided to increase that. So you see, if the central bank suspended gold for oil because it was causing a mess for the central bank balance sheet, now you introduce gold for reserve, and that's also cause mess for the central bank balance sheet. These are the things we need to understand. But look at the thinking of the central bank. Why, when we are talking about losses, they don't even bother us. You see, in July, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Mumuni, was in London talking to African central bank governors to how to use natural resources, okay, to support our economy. And he made it clear that all the gains that the economy was making in Ghana is nothing but only from gold policy that the central bank was running with, whether gold board and the PMMC. That was his position. See, when the losses were being questioned,
yes,
this is the response of the central bank. The central bank is saying that this program is not necessarily to make profit, okay, but they have an objective. And the objective that they have as a central bank is to use the policy to make sure that the country's economy is somehow stabilized. So the central bank knows that the DDEP structure, particularly the DGPP structure, particularly the process of securing gold inflows and using them for reserves, can result in accounting losses when international market prices fluctuate or when domestic prices are made at prices influenced by local market distortions. But they said that despite it, the Bank of Ghana defends the DEP as a crucial tool for macroeconomic stability, arguing that the program has 3 objectives. 1, strengthen forest exchange reserves, reduce internal vulnerabilities, and support long-term economic confidence. Because once you're able to stabilize those things, investors now have confidence that your economy is stable. So the central bank, to me, from all the responses from them, their focus is not to make profit. And for me, inherent in this design, whether under NPP or NDC, they were clear in their mind that the program was going to make losses.
Yes.
But then, out of the losses, they believe that there is a larger benefit than the losses that will be made. And as I said, if under NPP, the gold for oil losses is affecting the balance sheet of the central bank for which it was suspended, then if today the gold for reserve and all that is affecting the central bank balance sheet, the question is, what was the essence of suspending the gold for oil? Is it because of political reasons? Because the same impact for which reason it was suspended is the same impact we are seeing today. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you look at the whole structure, and the IMF began to look at, because we're under IMF program, so they begin to look at the program, even under NPP. And under NPP, they raised issues about the gold for oil. So IMF from day one was about the fact that, look, this is not a core mandate of the central bank.
Yeah.
So if they don't see why losses from a program that's not the mandate of the central bank should be on the central bank balance sheet. So the IMF first, last review in December 2025, they actually proposed that the losses should not be on the central bank alone. And that they were going to advise the government that it should be shared between the finance ministry, gold board, and Bank of Ghana. So you see, when you are arguing that the losses is not caused by gold board, then you are not reading what the central bank and the IMF have been saying. The IMF and the central bank are clear in their mind that these losses is not a making of the central bank because it is not part of their function.
Right.
It's a function of another institution. So if there are losses, the losses should be from that institution. That's why the advice is that shift it. But now the IMF is saying that shift the entire losses to who? To government. Because the gold board is a new institution. Gold board balance sheet will be so bad if the losses are shifted to gold board. Now that we are saying gold board should go to the market and borrow by themselves. If their balance sheet is bad, which bank will give them money?
Right.
There's no bank that will give them money when their balance sheet is bad. So now the government is taking the bullet for gold board by absorbing all the losses. Okay, the losses the IMF told us is that they were caused by 4 factors. Services fees that Bank of Ghana pays to gold board. IMF believe that money that is they are paying is too expensive, right? 2, they say asset fees. The money we pay to check the quality of the gold. IMF said it is too expensive. If you compare to the West Africa average, because we are paying too much. They say discounts go on gold for off takers. The gold is sold to Ghanaians who now export it. Okay, they said the discount we are paying to sell the gold to those people was too expensive. And then the offer, all these first 3, it's gold board that takes these decisions. Okay, so, and if losses are accruing from this, how do you separate gold board from it? Then the 4th is the exchange rate losses from the spread between the Forex Bureau rate paid to purchase gold and the cedi reference rate. So the Bank of Ghana is actually making the dollar cheaper for that purpose than if you had gone to the open market to buy the dollar. And they said the IMF said that these things are the causes of the losses. So if these things are the causes of the losses, you ask yourself which role was played by central bank, which role was played by the gold board. The only role you say you can blame the central bank is the discount on the forex. So the other losses are all decisions that are taken by gold board. So you see, for me, the issue here is being misrepresented. It's being made more political because the NPP is doing this because when gold for oil was making losses, NDC was on the neck of the NPP.
Right.
And they were accusing them that they were using the thing to enrich their political financiers and that there's no reason why it should make losses. Let's not forget this. The gold we are talking about from 2020, since we started, gold prices have been going up, okay, have been going up significantly. So when you trade gold in an era where gold prices are skyrocketing and make losses, there's reason for people to ask questions, okay? So people are asking questions, please, let's not see the questions as political. See, I've always sent this warning to politicians that when issues come and they are responding, even you government, you are responding, don't respond like you are responding to the opposition. Because the question the opposition is asking, many ordinary Ghanaians may be asking the same question. So speak like you are answering to Ghanaians and not the opposition.
Right.
Sami's tone could have been different. And see, they could have actually leveraged on this to actually educate the Ghanaian the benefit of what we have been done.
Okay.
I have checked ECG's audited accounts. Okay. ECG alone gained 12 billion cedis, okay, from the gains that the exchange rate has made. They should have made 12 billion loss if the exchange rate had not appreciated. So the decision to get the gold at a loss, okay, to make sure that certain sectors of the economy benefit, ECG alone has gained 12 billion because the program has brought in the forex. The forex has brought in stability in the forex market and has actually reduced the forex rate. So by the ECG accounting, ECG alone so if they are taking their time and say, per 22 billion loss.
As you learn from your
okay,
loss,
ECG alone has made 12 billion gains. What about the price of fuel products and so many? So there's so many ways they could have justified and said, yes, losses have been made. Nobody can run away from the losses because, as I said, this 1.7 billion didn't come from heaven. No. IMF sat with the Central Bank of Ghana, including personnel from Ministry of Finance, to do the calculation. So the 1.7, when people refer to it as IMF figure, it is not IMF figure. The figure was arrived at with Bank of Ghana, who was actually doing all the payment.
Okay.
So let me land here by saying that, you see, whether under NPP or whether under NDC, the program has made losses. But what are the gains? As I said, when the NPP introduced the program, diesel was almost 23 cedis. But because now the forex was coming in, there's a stability in the forex market, the dollar dropped, okay, from 17 to 14.75 by December because of this policy. The oil prices where diesel was as almost 23. Diesel came to like 17. petrol went to 14.75. So the impact of the policy is to achieve some of these things. So if the policy makers can rather give the public a better education, that the losses made by this current government is not different from the losses made by the previous government. 7.1 billion is also huge money. 7.1 billion cedis in 3 years under NPP is also big losses that have been made.
Okay.
So this idea where we want to make it NDC and NPP issue, the bottom line is that losses have been made. IMF and Bank of Ghana and the Minister of Finance all agree that that loss is not Bank of Ghana's making. It should not be on the books of Bank of Ghana, and that loss should rather be on the books of another institution. And the IMF, which is supporting it, to say that the losses are largely to things that are done by Gold Board. So you see, the idea of people trying to separate Gold Board from the losses, it is impossible to separate the lives.
Okay. Right.
But let's rather look at the losses from a bigger perspective.
Your understanding.
Yes.
To find out. Does it mean, per the policy or the program, we can't make profits?
Yeah, we can't make profits because, first of all, it's raw gold. It's not processed gold. So sometimes we compare the price to world market, but the world market is about refined gold. So when you buy raw gold, you are now going to pay money to refine it to be able to get to that market. 2, the reason you can't compare is that, see, and let me give you an example of what happened when we sold the gold last year. When you buy the gold and you want to sell it immediately and sell raw gold, the dynamics are different from when you buy refined gold and you want to sell it. That is why we look at the central bank's accounting. They tell you that the one that is for the reserve, which they are buying from the big mining company, which is the refined gold, there is no losses there. And that is why when you look at the ones that were in the reserves, when the government sold it last year, the previous government bought the price below 2,000, but that's at the end of 2024. The gold price at the world market was $2,600. So when the government last year realized that they need money, they have the fact that the government needs money, because the central bank balance will have been worse if they hadn't sold those gold reserves. We sold 27.6 tons of the gold, which was bought by the NPP government. And because we bought it at 2,600, and at the time we're selling, the price was about 4,000, the central bank made $3.6 billion, which is about 40 billion cedis from the sale. And then when they took out all the costs associated, including the price of buying the gold, they made a profit of 9.5 billion cedis, which they added to their accounting as income. And that was what actually reduced the losses they made. That's why we were making the argument that if they hadn't sold that gold, their losses would be over 44 billion. So you see, if it were refined gold we are talking about, which you have bought and you kept it, and at the right time you think the price has appreciated, you want to sell, the dynamics are different than when you are buying raw gold, where if you need to even add, go and refine and the rest, and because you are in a hurry to sell to bring in forex, your bargaining ability is different from someone who has a refined gold for sale.
Right.
So these are the dynamics and explanation. I believe that people behind the program and the central bank and the gold board, instead of coming like a defense, I think that it was a great opportunity for him to rather give the public this kind of education.
Okay.
And you see, let me say this. I have said this and I'll say it again. See, we've traded with commodity and have made losses. Boss attempted to trade with crude oil. At the end of the day, we make a loss of over $600 million. We have gone to gold for oil, we made losses. We have come to gold for reserve, we made losses. I am of the view that these institutions, per my understanding, is that they also lack the people with the technical qualities in terms of commodities trading. So I think one of the things the president needs to do for Gold Board now, because we can't do away without it, we can't do without it because they are playing a key role, is to submit this will be CEO, but we need to look for people with that expertise of global commodities trading, with kind of expert. I believe that we need that, because these losses that we have made, look, it can be reduced, because the IMF is now telling us that.
We'll come back. Always, let our also have a bite at this.
See,
maybe let me finish there. You
will not finish, because if you leave, you will speak the whole day. No, Elvis has said all that has been known by the NDC. Didn't NDC in the opposition know that all these gold, the losses were good for the country? Didn't they know, including the Gold Board CEO? They helped how do you call it, press conferences, and said that government, they even said some people will be prosecuted. They say all those things. Look, Gold Board, as I said on a different platform yesterday, has become the godfather of this government, protecting government, serving government, and also people, powerful people in Ghana, including chiefs. Including chiefs, the so-called men of God, journalists, civil society organizations. They are all benefiting from, they are all being served and protected by Gold Board. So anything you say about Gold Board, if you are not careful, the insults and the attacks you get, if you want to read them, they may take you to Kolebu. But the facts are clear. Those facts must be pointed out. It is not because somebody doesn't like Gold Board or the CEO of Gold Board. That is not the issue. The issue is about, has Gold Board made losses through the trading?
Yes.
The answer is yes. But the Gold Board rejects that and says that when you look at their audited accounts, there's no record of any loss.
Don't worry.
In their audited accounts.
You see, I want to borrow somebody's word. You see, what Gold Board accounts has done is to use an accounting trick to cover up a financial loss or economic loss. That's all. Gold Board decided that, or the government decided that, let's take all the debt away from the books of Gold Board and put those on the books of BOG, the Central Bank. That's all. But you see, Elvis said something, and we all know when this government took over, it was PMMC that was buying gold, and they were competing with other people in the market. They were competing. So you realize that the competition, I've seen that people are comparing what happened previously with what is happening today. They are completely different regimes. PMMC was competing with other people in the market. Yeah. And therefore you expect that the prices will be different from when somebody is the only monopoly that is buying and selling. No, Elvis mentioned the four issues, and I thank him for his knowledge on these matters. Look, if you look at the four issues that he enumerated, services paid to Gold Board, that's one of them. Assay fees initiated, negotiated, and paid by Gold Board. Off-taker fees paid to exporters, negotiated, and paid by Gold Board. The only thing, as he said, is the forest, where this thing. If you look at all these things, all these factors that have led to the 1.7 billion loss, who will take the chunk of the responsibility for the loss? Obviously, Gold Board, because they determine everything. They are the only agency institution that buys gold and sells gold. They determine the prices. And if you determine all this and there is a loss, who do you ship the? Are you going to say that it is the BOG that made the loss? Ask a simple question. 2025, after Parliament passed Act 1140, establishing Gold Board as the only institution that should buy and sell gold on behalf of the country, or BOG. A budget allocation was made. How much is it? 270, almost $300 million. Yeah. Finance minister did not release a single cent to BOG.
No, to Gold Board.
To Gold Board, sorry. Yes. To Gold Board. Gold Board had to fall on BOG to finance their activities. And I ask a question. If for those who are saying that BOG did not make any loss, including COB, Gold Board did not make any loss. If they had gone to the market, to borrow, now they are going to market to borrow. Yeah. If they make losses after that, who has made those losses? Is it because it is BOG that gave them the money and they made the loss, they are pushing the loss making to BOG? Is it because it is not the Gold Board that actually got the money themselves to trade and make the losses? Is that why they are sending it to BOG books? If they had borrowed their own money, their own balance sheet, and they have made these losses, who will we say have made the loss? So why do we think that, are we simply saying that because BOG gave them the money and their losses, it is BOG who has made the losses? Is that the logic we are making? So it's now settled. It is settled that the losses came out of the operations of BOG.
No, Gold
Board, and shifted the losses to BOG. It is clear. There is no any argument about this at all. But what we are doing now is that, look, it is not us. We didn't use our money. Somebody gave the money, so let's push the debt to the person who gave us the money. Is that fair to BOG? That I have given you money, you have made losses. You have made losses. And you are pushing all the burden to me to pay. Is it fair to BOG? See, I have heard now everybody agrees that losses were made in the previous administration and losses have been made now.
True.
Now, I think we are gradually moving away. Now, all the people are saying that, oh, it came with some benefits. That's a new tune. I think that tune should have been sung. The previous administration that, look, when the losses were made, fuel prices came down from 22, more than 23 cedis per liter for diesel, and then 17 for petrol. It came down. Inflation came from 54% to 23%. Were there no benefits as a result of the forest
also came down.
The forest also came down. Were there not the benefits the domestic gold purchase program brought to this country? Why didn't we see it? Today, because we have a godfather, that godfather must be worshipped without telling the truth. Is that what we are saying? Is that what this country were made to believe? I'm happy that we are gradually as a country we have now moved away from the losses and looking at the benefits. I think that we should leave it there. You should keep it there and say that from now on, we should be looking at any this adventure that we take, enterprise that we take. We should be looking at the benefits and weigh the benefits against the losses and see which one outweighs the other. That's the argument they are making now. Everybody is making now. And I'm happy that this vindicates the previous administration, that it was at a cost, but the benefits were more than the cost. Yeah. And that should be understood. And you see, I have, in reaction to minority press conference, I think this issue has been personalized. It's like it's between GoBoss CEO and the minority leader. Yeah. Minority leader represents a group. He was pushing what the minority stands for or stood for. That's what he led a group to push to bring out what the minority thing was not going right. It was not a personal issue. I don't know why a press conference will be held and minority leader will be singled out and labeled in a manner that is offensive, in the manner that is disingenuous on the part of those who are making the allegations. I've heard all manner of allegations, extortionists and all that. Look, I have not met the Gold Board CEO and interacted with him before one-on-one. I haven't. But when there was a blip in the first part of his administration, a senior brother called me on a story. And what advice I gave was that, look, the Gold Board CEO is no longer just an NDC national communicator, but he is also a CEO of an important institution that all eyes are watching. So he should move away from acting like a national communications officer to somebody who is a CEO occupying an important office. But you see, regrettably, what happened at the press conference, he actually behaved like a national communications officer. Now, nobody expected him to behave the way he behaved. somebody commented and the person is made to apologize to him. That's the reason why I'm saying that there's a godfather somewhere. Because what he said, the minister, my good friend, Honorable Van der Poel, said was a plain truth. Was a plain truth. But you see, the pressure on him on social media, and this is somebody who is also vying for national chairman. You see the effect? You see where everybody gravitates towards? He cannot be a lone ranger, so he was forced to apologize. But in all this, look, he as a person, the Gold Board CEO, said so many things in opposition. It is unfortunate that what they did against other people in opposition, they cannot even take 10% of it in government. That is not good enough if you want to lead. Your past record must guide you how you walk in future. Your past record, your actions and everything must guide you how you lead in future. I think that they are fusing their past, they are forgotten of their past record, and they are charting a path that is dangerous, and people will see them for who they are. That's not good enough. If you are a leader, you must show that you are a leader. So I didn't expect him to react in the way that he reacted. Look, as I said, he accused people whilst in opposition. Some of the accusations were so absurd. But even the accusers, how do you call it? Those he accused never responded. Never responded. Because if you know that if you're in government, these things will come at you. And you also know that some of these are political messages that you have to take on board and see how you move forward as a CEO or somebody in office of trust. You see, I don't want to mention some of the things that he said whilst in opposition, because as I said, look, if you're a young man, we are all here. If you're a young man and you are in that position, it is something that you have to guard jealously to protect it. And I'm happy when young people are appointed to positions of trust. But you have to behave in a manner that suits that position, in a manner that suits the position that you are given. You should not be behaving like a party foot soldier or a party communicator on a political platform. These matters have been dealt with. They have the issues that have come out. The minority leader never manufactured anything from the report. This is a report, as Elvis has said, that has been signed off. That was signed off by government through BOG and then IMF. So, and the finance ministry, indeed. And so where is the minority leader and his group were simply bringing out the issues? Because there was a yardstick, and they were using the yardstick, your own yardstick, to measure you. So this should not elicit the kind of reaction that he gave. It's unfortunate. I think that my advice to him is that going forward, you should take these matters in his stride and look at how we, or as a country, can reform Gold Board. Look, whether we like it or not, Gold Board has come to stay. The previous administration started something. You have come to change it and probably improve upon it. That's how a country grows. So you need to live in a manner that will benefit maximally. We get maximum benefits from Gold Board. That's what we are all talking about. Right. Because whether you like it or not, Gold Board is an institution that will is benefiting us and will continue to benefit us. And we should all help to transform that institution to be able to, so that we get the full benefits that we are looking for. And also reduce the losses that have been happening over the years. Because it can be done. It can be done. People have said that because the volumes have increased, it is the report. That is why we are experiencing what we are experiencing. But you see, that cannot continue. Because if as I sit here, I'm not a businessman, but I've traded in charcoal before. You think that if I were buying 10 bags and exporting 10 bags, and I grow to buy 100 bags, and you think that I should be making losses because I've increased the number of bags I'm exporting? Because you have to look at the market and fashion and design a model that will help you maximize and make profit. That's how that makes business sense. But if you agree as a country that, look, gold bond is not supposed to make profit, if we say that it's just for us to improve our exchange rate, to bring down inflation and all that, then as a country we agree that for now we are not talking about profit, but how we'll look the benefits of it and not just the profit.
Well, let me bring Ibrahim into the conversation, because yesterday I listened to Osahin Alexander Penyama on another platform. He mentioned that indeed it's a good thing that Sammy Gyamfi says is open to a probe, that he has even alerted the majority leader, James Agalga, that if the minority fails to call him before Parliament, Agalga should invite him. He says the minority have also, they filed a motion. A motion, yes. Yes, to the Speaker to form an ad hoc committee that will sit on the matter, and they want to telecast live as well.
Well, so that will be the motion that has been tabled. I think Kodjo Ponkrumah, Vincent Esifwa, and two others. Jerry Ahmed is one of them. Yes.
Mansour
Kwanta, and he's Kodjo Ponkrumah's deputy at the Committee on Economy and Development.
Yes. Right. I mean, Adam too.
And then Dr. Chi.
Okay.
Yes,
so there are like 6.
Okay. There are a number of them as well. So yes, I'm told that petition has been filed. The House is returning on an emergency 5-day sitting. Hopefully it will be tabled then. But I doubt that this window will be used to form the ad hoc committee. But nonetheless, what Sammy Gyamfi has offered is for Parliament to invite him. These are two different things. Parliament inviting you to come and brief the House is entirely different from an ad hoc committee being set up to probe operations of Gold Board. Those are different. Their terms will be different.
Which one is
and the outcome will be different. He says if the minority delays in filing this motion, which will in the end bring him to Parliament, whether before a committee or before the House, the majority leader, the new majority leader, James Agalga, congratulations anyway to him on his appointment as the new majority leader, to invite the CEO for Gold Board, to Parliament, and that can be done. Per the new standing orders, even though Gold Board is under the Finance Ministry, under the previous standing orders, it will have been Nato Forsen who will answer on behalf of Sammy Gyamfi. With the new standing orders, Sammy Gyamfi as CEO of a state enterprise is allowed to come directly to Parliament to provide information. So, yes, that is to answer you directly relative to the motion. Now, back to the conversation we've had. In 2025, the question is, did the domestic gold purchase program incur $1.7 billion losses? The answer is an emphatic yes. Did the IMF report anywhere indicate that those losses were occasioned and must reflect on the books of Gold Board? I've perused the report. I don't find that. I've perused the report. I don't find anywhere that the IMF says that those losses should be reflected or captured on the books of Gold Board. That point must be made. Now, all my 3 colleagues have related to a program that was started by the previous administration.
Yes.
That's the domestic gold purchase program. And Sammy Gyamfi, I remember, alluded to that fact and even sent flowers to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in his address, right? Now, was that structure problematic ab initio? Yes, it was. The structure was problematic because government saw it as an intervention to shore up the CD and also increase reserves. So the program was developed by the central bank. Of course, it was an idea of Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, but the institution that shepherded it was the Bank of Ghana, right? And that's how come the Bank of Ghana advanced money to PMMC to buy gold. And after buying the gold, the Bank of Ghana would take custody of the gold. That was the program. Is that not the case? Now, it's the same structure that after Gold Board became Gold Board, it implemented. So then, who are the financiers for the domestic gold purchase program? The central bank. That's how come, even though Nato Forsen was in Parliament to announce that a little over 250 million will be advanced to Gold Board for its operations. Not even a penny was advanced. But rather, it was the central bank that advanced money to Gold Board to buy gold. And after that, who takes custody of the gold? It's the central bank. Now, many things have been said about fees, charges, and what have you. Yes. And I had similar concerns and I raised them. But guess what? If the central bank had said no to any of these expenditure items, it would have reflected. And what the central bank wanted would have happened. If the central bank had said that, we will not pay you 2% fee, we will pay you 1% fee, will Gold Board put a gun to the head of the central bank that we will not accept? No, that's my point. The point I'm making is that I have lent you money. Use the money to buy me this water, right? And you are saying that in buying this water, I'm going to increase the price by 1%. And me that have given you the money, I was not able to tell that, no, I don't agree. It's my money, oh. Cliff, it's my money. And the central bank money is you and I, our money. The central bank did not register any disagreement that we know of. But eventually, the IMF came in and said, no, 15% is too high. Guess what? It came to 9%. It came to 5%. And now we are even dealing with, in some instances, less than 1%. So it was more or less like pay as you go. As the structure was being implemented, we all realized that there were pitfalls. And then we realized that, no, the fees were high. So how about we come down? And as we speak, and after my submission on what has happened so far, the way forward is what we will all be looking at. And I would allude to that as well. Now, Gold Board says, on our books, we have not recorded any losses. The evidence on paper will bear them out. But you and I cannot sit here and be happy because we have lost money, have we not? The central bank has lost money. And even though that loss might not have been occasioned by Gold Board, our money has been lost.
Why do you say, okay, not occasioned by
the IMF has not said that. The IMF report that we all have.
IB,
yes.
Let me interrupt you. You see, that's the challenge I have. Gold Board is 100% entity owned by the government of Ghana. We have had instances in this country where a parastatal, 100% owned by government, but established as a limited liability company, has incurred losses or has run into debt and been taken off the book of central government, and yet people have alleged, accused the central government that no, this particular debt should be on your books rather than leaving it with the entity.
That argument can be made. And Michael, if I agree with you, that argument can be made. But as we speak now, what is on paper? And Elvis related to the audited accounts of Gold Board, right? That was not an internal audit. That was an external audit, right? And audit firms have their own ways of conducting their activities, right? If you want to tell me that there's a debt that government recognizes must sit on the books of Cocoa Board, external auditors will go and treat that debt separately. No. Because it will be against the dictates of audit or auditing. Is that not the case? The point I'm making is that, and so if you had allowed me to go to where we are today, you would have gotten the point I'm trying to make. I'm saying that as we talk, the political argument is not the one I'm making. The political argument is that whether Gold Board likes it or not, its activities, its operations occasion the loss. That's not the argument I'm making. That's a political argument. And that political argument is allowed to be made. I'm saying that if you pick the IMF report, that 1.7 billion sits on the books as we speak of the central bank. No ifs, no buts. We can argue that that must not be the case, but that is the case. Right? So let's proceed from the premise that that is the case. Now the central bank says, yes, we have realized that since 2022, we have been incurring losses, yes. Right? We see that as an intervention because it helps our city to be strong. It helps show up our reserve. It's brought down inflation. It's brought down fuel prices. By the way, the Gold for Oil program that Elvis is saying, if SCMA felt the need to continue with the domestic gold purchase program, then it will have continued with the Gold for Oil program. I disagree on all fours, right? Because for the Gold for Oil program was we buying gold, right? And not using the gold to buy the fuel, but we're actually selling the gold to use money to buy the fuel.
And what was in twofold?
No, I get that. But largely.
Not just alone.
Oh, but you see, it's not every oil country that needs gold. Is that not the case?
Yes.
And if you are going to use gold to buy oil, the gold will be valued at international market price. Is that not the case?
You got my. I said the argument to CMI is that the thing is causing losses.
No, I get you.
For the balance.
So then why not continue the two? It could have been worse. We are not talking about 1.7 million. It could have been worse.
You mentioned that. You just replace one with another. Yeah. Because if the basis for suspension
was losses,
losses for the central bank,
were all being implemented.
Then have one business bringing another one also that
domestic gold purchase. No, I'm saying that. Under MPP, the two programs were running concurrently. Is that not the case?
It is.
Good. And now you are saying that one has been jettisoned.
Because one causes loss. One does not cause loss. I explained. Okay. The one that is for reserves doesn't cause loss because that is refined gold that you purchase from the big mining companies.
That's not
so what is causing all the losses is not for the reserves. See, people are confusing the reserves with the ones that are supposed to be stabilized. No, the reserves program.
Domestic gold purchase program.
It's
from that program.
No.
It's in different.
You are making a mistake. The domestic program is in different. It's
in different.
One buys gold for only our reserves. That one we are buying from the gold mining companies, the refined gold. Now we are being increased it from 20 even to 30%. That, according to the central bank and the IMF, is not costing Ghana any loss. Okay, the one that is causing us loss is the one that you are calling intervention.
The one you are buying from the
the gold board one, the MPP one, the gold for oil was for intervention.
I'm relating
the
to
reserve was
a
intervention
program from the central
bank. You understand it?
And it's about buying gold domestically. So the umbrella name of that program is Domestic Gold Purchase Program.
Which and in there,
oh yes, but that was the point I was making. But the point I'm making is that there were programs running concurrently. There was gold for oil, right? And then there was gold for reserve, right? And now we have gold.
There was also gold for forest.
Yes, gold for forest as well.
All
under domestic gold purchase program. And we're saying that the man has decided to do away with the gold for oil program, but still went ahead to do gold for reserves. And gold for, what's the name? Forex.
Gold for forest, not reserves.
Gold for forest.
Forest and reserves.
Yes. And I'm saying that if we have done gold for forest now, and we are talking about 1.7 billion losses, if we had added gold for oil, our losses will have been much more than what we are talking about today.
It wouldn't be much more. It is the same.
Is it not logical?
No.
You are saying that the two programs are making losses.
You are getting it.
You let me make my point.
Okay, you make
viewers are watching.
Hypothetical.
Yes, viewers are watching us, right? And so the point is, where are we now today? We are here where the central bank says, I'm no longer funding activities of gold by way of funding, giving you money to purchase gold. And what was exciting to me was what Sammy related to that. The whole of this year, neither Gold Board nor the central bank has made any losses. He said that. Of course, the auditors will go into the books and in the final analysis, we'll get this. Now, Gold Board has now also taken it up for itself to go out there, look for money for its operations. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
Now, there's another angle where I think we must all pay attention to, and that's refining the gold. If we're able to do that, automatically we'll cut down on the losses.
But somebody mentioned over 4 tons or 7 that
nine
that we are refining, actually.
Exactly.
We're refining this country.
Good. And that is a way of cutting down on the losses we are all talking about. So the point I was making about the central bank and the fact that we cannot sit here. Sammy can explain that those debts are not in his books. And he's right in explaining that. But you and I cannot sit here and be happy because as a country we have lost money. And since 2022, we have been losing money. Government describes this as an intervention. Yes, we have had some benefits in that regard. Young people are now able to import cars and clear cars at a reduced import duty because the dollar rate that they use at the port has come down, right? But another person will argue that when people are also exporting things from the country, right, the amount of money they will have made, the revenue they will have made, has come down as a result of the strengthening of our city.
Right.
That is something given and something taken. Right. Now, moving forward as a people, let's maximize what we can get from our mineral resources. And that's why, even regardless of what the minority says, it argues that the gold board creation, it's a very strategic creation, and I wholeheartedly agree that we must do everything to protect the gold board creation. Mind you, I'm not talking about the losses we are incurring.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the fact that we have, as a country, said, for all, what's the name, small-scale mining activities,
yes.
right? Small-scale mining. And mind you, we related to the fact that Gold Board is the only entity that's allowed to sell gold in Ghana. That's not true. That's not true.
Why? Why do you say
Small
that?
scale gold. They say you should buy from small scale
I'm
gold.
going to explain that. We said that. We said that.
Okay.
They are the mining,
Okay.
the big mining firms.
Me, I didn't consider them.
Yeah, the big mining firms are allowed to go and sell their gold, but they are encouraged to sell at least 20%,
30
between
now.
20 to 30%,
30 now.
right? To
Gold.
And that's how come Damine on 2 separate occasions said, no, we are not even going to sell our 70% outside there. We are giving 100% to Gold Board, right? That's a decision that Damine took. It's a personal decision. We can say kudos to Damine for doing that, but you cannot compel any other big mining firm to do that, because if you do that, it will be counterproductive. True. Now, back to where we are. Gold Board, beautiful creation. Let's protect it. Let's all ensure that those indications will be given, that moving forward, we will not be recording losses. We'll be making profit. Again, for bringing down those fees and charges to ensure that we do not record that much losses. It's good.
Right.
And finally, see, whoever demands and asks questions about accountability must be protected. And that person is right.
Right.
So Alexander Kwame Afenyo came, I'm not sure, asked those questions and made those demands out of malice. I've been in Parliament very long. Even though Audu has been in Parliament the longest, right? That is how minority works in Parliament. You ask questions. Those questions will not always be palatable. They will not always be sweet. But that is your work as minority.
Yeah.
The people with the answers are also expected to provide answers in the interest of the country, and we will move forward. If the two bodies understand this, we'll make progress as a country.
Right.
That the one asking the questions is not doing so to kill you. Yes. And in providing your answers, your answers must equally be in line with the questions that have been asked.
Right. Okay, I will briefly, because we need to go for a break, right?
Okay. Look, the question is not about what IMF has said. The IMF has not said that the debt is in the books of. IMF hasn't said that. What the contention is that, was there any debt?
Yes.
And who created the debt? That is what the contention is. Or what created the debt? And who? Me, I will add who. I will add who.
The structure.
The structure by who?
So these
and
are the
one
questions.
will come back. Yeah. I want to, this thing, BOG should have disagreed with the charges and all that. And all that. I'll read the law.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversations for you. for staying on with us. I have Cliff, I have Elvis, Awudu, and Ibrahim. We're still talking about these issues. And of course, we spent a lot of time to talk about the gold bond issue because it dominated the week and quite a number of issues as well. Cliff, final word on this whole gold bond issue, briefly.
For me, I think it's a very good exercise we are having this morning.
Yeah.
Those in charge must begin to educate the public. Because you see, education brings clarity. And once people understand the dynamics of the area you are operating, it takes away the emotions.
Yeah.
And then you gain public support. And that is why I felt it was unfortunate. Some of the words used by the CEO of GHOne, because he could simply have gone ahead to explain why the losses cannot be on their books, but that of Bank of Ghana, rather than taking those jabs and innuendos.
Yeah.
So going forward, I think it is important. We all agree that whether we like it or not, the time has come for us to leverage our mineral resources for our development.
Right.
But we must understand that on that path, there may be issues or challenges. If those challenges are raised, we must be humble enough to offer proper explanation and education to the citizenry. Because even if it takes 100 years, no government is going to be in power forever.
True.
And the resources are our collective resources. You have only been privileged. You have only been privileged to be given the opportunity within a period to oversee its management. It is not your personal property. So that would be my take on this.
Elvis, your final word on this briefly as well.
The simplicity of the issue is that two entities, Gold Board and Bank of Ghana, embarked on a trade, right? The IMF has come and says, this is not the making of gold central bank, so the losses cannot sit on the central bank books. So whose losses should it be?
Minister of Finance, maybe.
Minister of Finance sitting there, the Gold Board versus central bank who conduct the trade.
Yes.
And then IMF come and say, these losses are not caused by central bank, so we cannot sit on central bank books. So who caused the losses?
Now who caused them?
So this thing we are saying, it's a government decision that Gold Board is a new organization. You cannot affect Gold Board's balance sheet by putting so much losses at this time. So per the new agreement, the government of Ghana is assuming all the debt that the gold program has accumulated for central bank is being moved because after IMF intervention and all the technical knowledge has come to bear, it was obvious that this debt is not central bank making. Therefore, cannot sit on central bank books. Do you think that it was central bank making? IMF will say it shouldn't sit on the central bank books. Do you understand it? So it is two institutions that have done a trade.
Yes.
It is when we are looking at blame. That is why this issue has become. But as I said, per the mindset and idea and everything.
By PMMC.
Losses
occasioned by PMMC.
Yes.
Were they sitting on PMMC's books?
No, that's why the central bank is moving all to the central. It's moving all to the government.
So
it's not
probate and reprobate.
IB, you are not understanding.
I get you.
That is being moved. It's not only. It's not only Gold Board
has
there.
Been the practice. It's a structure
it's not
that
only
is
Gold Board there
fault.
because the entire debt under the domestic gold purchase, that's why the door aspect, okay, it's been moved to finance ministry because the IMF has made Ghana to understand that this was not caused by central bank, so it cannot sit on the central bank's books. Do you understand it?
Right.
So if it can't sit on the central bank book, they should have gone back to Gold Board and PMMC. But the government realized that you cannot let the organization have that kind of negative balance sheet, and it's normal for government to assume a debt on behalf of an institution.
Right.
Okay. So let's not mince words about this.
Okay.
Then let me say, IB said, Sami said there were no losses from the beginning of the year. I don't know where he got it from.
Oh, no, he said
because the IMF report says, I'm reading from page 10. I'm reading
2026.
That's what I'm reading.
Yes.
Okay. The IMF report, C, prospects for the DDEP, number 15, which on page 10, number 14 on page 10, it says that all costs of the DDEP will be transparently assumed by the government. These costs are expected to be brought down to 5% of gold door purchased. Some progress has been made in the first quarter of 2026, with this cost down from 14.5% to 11.4%. So the IMF is saying that
11.4%.
for the first quarter, the Because the losses we are discussing here, the work done for the first quarter, the losses is dropped from 14.5 to 11.4%. So I don't know whether this information Sami said that the whole of this year losses has not been occasioned.
Yes.
I don't see it in this report. Because this is what the IMF is. And this 2026, the first quarter of 2026.
Reduced. The losses only
reduced.
From
And
14 to 11.
the reason we are all happy with this is that now we agree that with the technical knowledge from IMF coming in to educate us and let us understand the ramifications of what we are doing, we realize that the losses we're incurring, if we had actually sought that kind of expertise from the beginning, we could have reduced the losses. So IMF is now saying that both IMF, government have agreed, central, everyone has agreed that the losses that should be acceptable should be 5%. And it's saying that based on that agreement, the first quarter of this year, because that decision was taken last year, that these things must reduce. So it's saying the first quarter, there's some progress. The losses have dropped from 14.5% to 11.4%. So clear. Is it Sami? I don't know. He has done a lot of good communication as a party person. But I see when you become a public official at a higher level, there are differences in approach. Okay, I believe that when you take away the Central Bank of Ghana, I think Gold Board had the biggest trade in money this year because he said it's about 133 billion Ghana cedis that he for 2025. You see, it places Sami like the central bank governor. So you see, the way he should conduct himself should be one that like the way a central bank governor will conduct himself. Okay, because you are actually handling money that is huge, and you are dealing not only with Ghanaians but even with international community. So you see, Sami is at a certain level now. If you are talking about an institution whose CEO should be so respected, if you take away central bank as number one, Sami should be number two. And if you look at how central banks conduct communication, they are always careful because they know that when you are dealing with money, communication is another issue. Yeah. So I think Sami should understand that now his position is completely different from when he was a communication officer. I think he is in office, but I know there's a lot of pressure from him within the party that he did so well in opposition. And they believe that, the government believe that the communication is going against them. So they still need Sami back to come and be respond to some of the issues. I don't think that at this level they have to. The party need to find a very good replacement like Sami to be doing the political communication. This issue that has come, I think Sami should approach it from the commercial and business point of view, and let, as we said, should have rather let the public understand that the benefit of this program, and as I have related from the Bank of Ghana's mindset from day one till today, the Bank of Ghana is clear. Let me read. Let me read this. No, let me just read this.
Very briefly, because let's talk about other things.
Let me read this short thing to you. It says under the draw gold, which is for the oil and all the rest. It says draw gold is acquired for foreign exchange generation purposes and is disposed of within the shortest possible time following purchase. The gold is not held for price appreciation or trading gains. This is from the Bank of Ghana explaining the rationale behind the program. So when Sami had the opportunity to come and actually respond to all these questions people are asking, including the minority, I think these are some of the things he should have taken his time and actually package for people to understand the actual reason why this program exists. You see, he's making it look like, okay, now we are going to borrow and then we'll buy our own gold. What he's trying to tell us is that he's also going to behave like any gold trading company. So now he will buy gold and wait for it to appreciate in price, and then also sell it and make profits, so that we stop accusing them of making losses. But what that will do is that then our central bank needs for the intervention in the forex market and for other purposes will now suffer. Okay. So we shouldn't look at the public uproar. I think if this is well explained to the public to understand that the mindset of the central bank is not to appreciate. It's not for short term, and it's so within the shortest possible time. It's not for price gains. Okay? It's not for price gains. That is what the central bank is saying. It's not for appreciation of price gains. It has an objective, economic stability. Yeah. So if the program is helping achieve this, at what cost? And the World Bank has said it, that with what we are doing, if we don't reduce the losses to about 5%, the losses will become a threat to the economy. That is why they have agreed. So we are making progress. Okay. We started the program. To me, what I realized is that we start a program and we didn't put the right input from the technical expertise point of view.
Yeah.
And that is what has affected us. IMF has come to help.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm appealing to President Mahama that IMF, we are told they are gone, but we have some PCR program. I will appeal to the President that Gold Board remains a relevant organization depending upon the stabilization we are getting. So we should rather go and poach some Ghanaians expertise who are good, who are expert in international commodities trading, okay, and bring them to Gold Board, so that they will bring that input that is needed to manage the system for us to do it and do it well. That is what our appeal to the President.
I will do.
Yes.
Yes, your final take on this.
I have said it time with that number. My interest is whether the debt is in the books of Gold Board or is in the books of BOG. That's not my interest. My interest is that has there been any loss? We all agree on this table. And another question is, whose activities or which institutions' activities led to the loss? That's where. That's what you're on the it's not about the money. You said that. Why your submission that PPMC made a loss?
Yeah, PMMC.
PMMC made a loss. Is it not the creation of PMMC? Why are we turning around to say that this particular loss is not the creation of Gold Board? I agree. I've told you that I'm not interested who harbors the debt. I am not interested in who actually puts the debt in his shell.
And do you know why Bank of Ghana is
that was not.
Do you know the reason why Bank of Ghana is using to assume the debt? Economic stability is the beauty of Bank of Ghana.
Yeah, that's
so if a policy introduced by government is helping stability by causing losses, that is the rationale. Then the losses should be on the books of Bank of Ghana.
Let's put it on record.
IMF has come to put it that should not be the case.
Let's put it on record. Minority leader or minority never said that the accounts of Gold Board had losses. They never said that anywhere. They were quoting IMF report and stated clearly that the loss was as a result of the activities of Gold Board. That's what they said all along. Is it not a fact? No, you were talking about communication.
Yeah.
And before I go there, you said BOG could have refused they could have disallowed the payment.
There were engagements.
Yes.
And those engagements, I'm aware of a number of two separate emergency meetings.
Okay, because you said they were engagement.
Yes.
I will move away from what the argument you were making because initially you didn't mention any engagement.
No,
you said that they could have refused.
There were 3 separate engagements.
And I said you cannot create a law. You cannot create a law and said that a body is responsible for how to set fees, how to all that, and you say that another institution should refuse to pay.
No. I'm saying those fees.
But see,
these are
the
two
law,
government agencies.
the law,
and it's our money.
See.
That's the issue. Two government agencies.
Yes. So that's the conflict.
Like government is shortening itself.
Exactly.
By paying.
Exactly.
Be paying. That is what we are saying.
That is what is happening.
Right.
Because you said that BOG could have refused. While in another breath,
BOG could have also had
negotiated.
and said 15% is too high. Right. That's the point we are making.
But the law, if you negotiate and the law says I'm coming, that's how I'll do it. And the law says that
arbitrary. Yes. You see, the law might give you the power to do something.
Arbitrary. Who determines the arbitrary? It is after. Afterthought. We are now seeing that the fees at that time
down, have they not?
They have. After we have experienced these losses, the fees are not coming down.
We're learning as we were going along.
Exactly.
So it was a structural problem.
So we were learning. It means that we were learning from 2023.
Yeah.
And
now we have learned.
2022.
No, 2022. We're learning.
Yes. And now we have learned.
We are still learning.
No, we are done.
We are done learning.
You can't be done learning. You
say you have to find out on the communication.
So I am saying that you said that he did brilliant communication for NDC to win power. And I'm saying that if you were to visit the communication, the type of communication that he did in opposition onto him, what he did to others, his reaction on this thing would have been worse, for which people criticize his reaction and now apologizing. Because, as I said...
Why are you taking special interest in Neil Antevana? I don't know. You seem to have been upset by...
You see, he's my friend. Look, me and him, we don't speak English. We speak Hausa. It is somebody... Look, Neil Antevana is somebody I like. Me and one we don't speak English. We speak Hausa. So it's somebody I like. For him to speak the truth. And that truth, so people full soldiers will force him.
No, he said he could have said it better. He said he could have said it
Why
better.
did you say that it's not better?
But the person himself is making that argument. Why?
You see, but that's why I'm saying that if you are forced to, this one is that. Why did you have that was that? They force. I'm not saying that somebody put a gun to his head. That's not what I'm saying. But if you look at the attacks, go to social media and see.
It's vile.
No, you see, I'm sad because look, politics.
No, but they are always saying that he wants to be chairman of the party.
Yes.
But because of what, they will not vote for him. That's all that they are
It's a
saying.
threat.
That's all.
And that's what saddens me.
Okay, maybe they feel he could have picked the phone and called Sammy Jenfi behind
Why?
the scenes.
When he
God,
held
let
up,
me
you see that is the type of conduct.
The other claim is that
That's
if they make him chairman, he will just hand over the party to the
I mean that.
Oh, is that it?
His communication will not support the.
No, the party. He will just
the
hand
bad
over.
people.
No, he will
But
hand
what
over
he
the
said
party
is
to
not
the
in terms of
opposition.
that.
What you guys are doing is not fair to me.
In fact,
First of all, he has read the room. He has apologized profusely. He issued 2 separate statements. He's personally apologized to Sammy Jenfi. Let it go.
About like we are trying.
you see, I am talking. Look,
He's
I am,
your friend, right?
I am.
Yes.
I am letting it go. In fact, I'm letting it go because I think that I'm saying it for the party to look at him well.
Yes.
And see that
He's
this
a
is somebody.
principled man.
Who is a principal guy when he was youth and sports minister
Yeah.
and all that. You see, politics. It makes you. You see, sometimes politics doesn't make you be the one you want to be.
Yeah.
And that's what is happening to my good friend. Because what did he say? That, look, he even said, Sammy could have said it better.
Yeah.
He also said that. Sammy could have
I
also
will-
said
I
it
will
better.
give you are right. See, in politics, there are inhibitions. Do you know the things we all want to do?
Inhibitions.
But you inhibit yourself and stop yourself.
You think that the person who attacks
yourself
a minority leader, you think the person who attacks minority should not have inhibitions?
You're not getting me. We said the same thing here. I mentioned that the minority reserves the right to ask critical questions of public office holders. And in answering those questions, don't attack them personally. I've said that.
Yeah.
Didn't you hear me?
Right.
I heard you.
Yes.
I heard you, but somebody has just said that you could have also
But I
done
don't
it better
belong
and
to
he
a
has to
party.
apologize.
I'm not. You see, for instance, what I said or what you said.
Yes.
If you are a member of the NDC, you'll be issuing an apology.
Of course.
Yes, you'll be issuing an apology. That's the point.
Because the grassroots is
It's a whip system.
Yeah.
It's a whip
Right.
system. That's
Right.
the sad
So-
aspect of it.
right.
It's a whip system.
Okay.
But you see,
No, it's a political strategy.
let's all learn to be candid, to be fair to one another
Okay.
whilst we do our politics. What you think should not be done to you, you must not do to others.
Okay.
And that's my advice to the Gold Boss CEO.
Right.
As I've said many times, he is now in a big position of trust. He should live to be an epitome of that office,
Okay.
not more a communications officer.
Right.
That's my advice to him.
Ivy, finally.
Well,
Wow.
I still think that, and like I said, I've engaged Kodjo on a number of occasions. At the presser, he's mentioned that the minority is never against the Gold Board as an establishment.
Yes.
It's a beautiful establishment, just like Cocoa Board. So we take advantage of our mineral resources. It must be protected.
No doubt.
Right? But whatever excesses there are must be addressed as we move forward collectively. Now the central bank says we're no longer funding, and that is right. Gold Board can also decide what to do with the gold that it purchases.
But
if it goes for commercial,
Sammy said the central bank and IMF wanted to, but they said no to them.
great.
Don't fund
So
us.
that's the point. Because
We'll
if
raise
you are
our
now
own money.
arguing that the debt should sit on your books, and we insist that it must, but at the point there was that insistence that the debt must be captured on the books of Gold Board, and Gold Board said no. Since 2022, that has not been the case. Why must that start now?
By precedent.
Right?
Yeah.
Why must that start? So if
not
the central
enough
bank
at
is now
all.
saying that we are washing our hands off your activities, you can't tell me what I do with my gold.
The December completed.
Exactly.
You are tackling me.
He was there.
I was there.
He told me he was somewhere. I don't know he was.
So here's the
We'll
thing.
talk after this.
I don't remember how many times we've been had to talk about Saglima, right? Yeah. I remember seeing the area view of the housing project and the aesthetics. Beautiful. And then what happened, and we started prosecuting people, legitimately or not, we were prosecuting them. Even in the heat of the prosecution, on this platform, and viewers will bear us out, we said, you deal with Collins Dowda and his cohort, right? But don't allow the structures to waste. We mentioned that term, that number. I think people did not listen to us. Eventually, when Kodjo Oponkroma became the Works and Housing Minister, he announced that they were giving it out to private sector to develop partnership, right? This government came and it didn't disrupt the process. So that private developer is the one that has overseen this first 700 housing units, right? It's beautiful. The president mentioned that there will be a portal that will be opened for everybody who wants to and qualifies to. Well, it's very important. You might want to, trust me, we all want things. But if you don't have the means, we don't qualify, right? And I'm sure it will come up about, and in social media already, we did the code card and the news card. Everybody say, oh, they've given them out to politicians already.
Yeah.
With this portal, you see. I understand the pessimism, right? I understand.
Because isn't that what we've seen over the years?
Yeah, I understand the pessimism, right? But here is a tool in your hands, all of you watching us. After it's done, file an ITR request and demand to know the people who have been given these projects. The law enjoins the authorities to provide you with that information. That is also a tool in our hands to ensure that it's not given to politically exposed persons. And on radio, we're talking about this, and somebody said, if there's a party chairman who qualifies, what stops the government from? And I said, no.
He's Ghanaian.
He's a Ghanaian, but there's a reason why we have the right to many things, but it's not everything that is good for us to engage in. And it will be in the government interest to ensure that these projects are not given to party chairmen and party officials.
These are new ones.
There are other means that they can use in getting whatever that they want. This one should be for ordinary Ghanaians who have the financial wherewithal to get it. But once again, kudos to whoever contributed to we developing this. I've been there thrice on 3 separate occasions. At the point I went there and the thieves had a field day. They had broken down the glasses. They were removing air conditioners and what have you. And it was a very heartbreaking development. It's good that now we've had. Again, moving forward, I'm sure this will be for people living in the enclave, the Dawa enclave.
Yeah.
The businesses there, the factories there, their workers and what have you. Because me, I cannot live there and commute to work every day. That's work that I cannot take.
It should be a resting place for you.
I can't do that.
Your weekend resting
So it's either a retirement home for workers going on retirement. Oh, no, government workers.
You can use as your
I'm saying home. Me, I can't.
Your holiday home.
I'm saying that I cannot live there and commute to work every day.
Home, like.
I want a place I can live and commute to work. That's the point I'm making.
What is going to run is that there will be a shuttle system.
Oh, no.
That will run. And because
So
the
it will be
on which road? The road is being done.
That's why I'm saying that the industrial hub, there is an industrial hub there.
Yeah, so there are staff who take
enclave. Those ones can take up the.
So as for you and me,
I can't shuttle from there to here. I'll die early. That's the point. Like, spend that much time in traffic before coming to work.
Now you are right. But when the road is done, the motorway is turning. That road is being done.
I say I can't. But kudos to
Elvis, you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
No, I will speak before.
Okay,
Thank you. Because he was there, he saw everything. But I will be seeing him after. Look, once you are talking about housing and where some people should sleep and all that, yesterday, something came to my mind about the president and the vice president. Why is the president not living at Jubilee House, the house that we built for him? And why is the vice president not occupying the vice presidential?
That has not been completed.
Which one?
The new one.
No, it's not the new one. Where vice
You are
president?
talking about the old one.
Where vice president Baumia was living. As for the new one you are talking about, it's another topic to be had another day. We spent.
I thought there was an investigation under another administration.
Don't worry about that one. I'm saying that we are talking about abandoned projects.
Yeah.
And we are now looking at how we bring back.
Those things.
We will be able to continue and renovate them for people to occupy.
Yes.
Whether there was investigation, there had been an investigation on Seglement. There was even a trial. Yeah. That trial was truncated.
Now we have the houses.
Let's concentrate on the housing that we are talking about. As for the legal matters, they maybe had another forum. But let's look at what the president said yesterday. Look, for me, completing those houses will be the wisest thing to do for people to occupy. This thing about opening portal for people to apply and all that. Look, if you open portal for people to apply, that same portal must have the names of the beneficiaries. So that I don't need to file an RTI to know who has bought what. put the beneficiaries of those houses on the portal. So that if I click, I'll see that Ibrahim Al-Hassan has bought a house.
That might be a security challenge.
Why
must you know where I live?
Well, yes.
Oh, that place.
Because there are people who don't want to
don't want to.
disclose.
Yeah.
But you see, if you don't do it that way, why? I have bought a house. Who tells you that I live there?
But it's our system.
Yeah.
You don't
Which
supposed to
system?
know
Yeah.
which houses you've bought.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't we know where the vice president lives? Don't we know where the president lives?
Provided when
That's why I should
That's
have.
why I have
So-
to be-
I will lay all the fears. What you are saying, all the
So, wouldn't there be security there?
Okay.
Why will you be harboring fear when you know that you'll be protected at a place that I live there? Why, if I buy the house and I tell somebody that I live at that place, and you want to kill me, you may not be able to kill me in my house
When we are living.
when I'm living. But living there. Why? Who told
When
you
I
that
live in the
if
house, or
you
going
why
back home.
if you told you that somebody wants to kill you, he will not find where you live.
Nobody wants to kill us.
Exactly. So I'm happy you have mentioned that. So it should not be about security at all. We want to be transparent. You were mentioning that party people,
Exactly.
it will be politically suicidal to do that. I have a slightly different
You think the party
opinion.
should take over?
I'm not saying they should take over, but you see, my view on these matters. When Ablakwa said some time ago that he was bringing a bill so that if you are politically
It's in NDC
exposed,
manifesto. Yeah, you can't buy government property. It's there. NDC manifesto. Government officials are barred from acquiring state.
no, that manifesto put it somewhere.
I'm telling
I beg
you, it's there. So if you have
it is there,
evidence
but
that
it's
an
not
NDC
being
official has
implemented.
bought
Don't mind
public
that.
asset,
Oh,
bring
it
it
is
out.
not- It is not everything. No, I'm saying that Shelby because it is
Exactly.
not. It is not.
He should bring them out.
It is not everything the manifesto that will be implemented. So forget that one.
Let's expose if they are happening. Is that
Look, I am saying that
Leave this. Let's talk about Saglame.
because you were there. Because you were there yesterday.
I want to
I am
own my
saying
house
that the good
Yeah,
thing
you
is
did
that
qualify.
me, if I have money,
Yeah.
I'll buy a house there, and that will be my living place, my weekend. I'll go and live there because I don't have money. If anybody can buy any of those houses for me today,
For us,
for
IB
us.
doesn't want.
He
But
does.
for
He
the
said
four
he,
of
no,
us,
he wants
we want.
different than me.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to buy any of those houses, I
We are
want
open.
the detached ones, semi-detached ones.
detached ones.
I don't want to live in any story. Me alone. I want to be there so that if there's any problem, it is me alone. I don't share problems with anybody. So it is a good thing. Government should continue to invest. I know the value. We might have lost some value. But the investment we are putting, we are going to put more investment to be able to make it habitable. But it's also about the as you said, about Gold Board and what they have done for this country. I think it's about letting people have accommodation in this country.
Yeah.
I want to conclude by saying that there's a challenge. I have a serious challenge with this affordable housing project. I think the houses will not be affordable to the ordinary people like me. I'm not going to mention any of you because I don't know your packets. It's not going to be affordable
You said,
to me.
you said on air that me I'm broke.
Yeah, well, as for you, I consider you to be part of me. As for IB, I won't talk for him because I don't know IB's pocket.
No.
I don't. So I have issues with the affordable. It is not ordinary people. The party food soldiers, I heard you were saying it on radio. The ordinary party food soldiers, both MPP and DC, cannot buy those houses. They can't afford them. It is the same elite who have 100, 10, 50 houses who will go and buy again. And that's what we should be looking at. How do we make the place affordable? And Elvis and I have been talking about how we should make houses affordable in this country. You have a teachers' union, not, about 300,000 people. If government actually want to serve teachers in this country, you look at housing units for all these teachers, and government will guarantee, a guarantee alone for them. And you know how much NAT collects from its members every month? If you know that amount, you'll be able to offset the debt that will be using to build houses for those teachers. These are the things we should be looking at. Not go and take a loan and say we are building affordable houses, and to be in the books of government, we turn out the houses cannot get money out of the investment that we have made. But if you guarantee for those people, and you know that, look, they have an escrow account where they put their contributions there. At the end of every month, you are servicing the debt. The teachers will have their affordable houses through their own contribution. over time, if it is 50 years, they'll pay.
Right.
That was a sensible way of providing accommodation. But this way of going to take loans, investing the loan will misapply the loan, and the houses too are not affordable. Are we raising affordability in this country?
Social housing is the way to go.
Right.
Exactly, social housing.
Elvis.
And Kodjo Nkrumah actually wanted to start. I think that this government should look at it, the social housing program.
I agree, because so that some of us not be living too far.
Yeah. When I was in Canton Secondary School, we have this in, I think it was done under low cost house. It was done under Champon. My seniors, they had completed when I just entered. I lived with them throughout, and their mother bought one of them. It was a two-bedroom house. That was very affordable. They paid within it, and that is how you do housing, social housing for people. But this way of flamboyant houses that you build, said, me, I can't afford. Me, the one at the Ikra, I can't afford.
Elvis, you were there.
Yeah, he was there. And as I said on air, I will see him.
I said, we have always said that no matter what the issues with that project, we should have completed it for people to inhabit.
True.
Once we are dealing with this issue,
the legal matters.
You see, now we have suffered double tragedy. You left the project to rot, it's a tragedy. And the people will say you are persecuted. You couldn't conclude the another government has freed them.
Terminated.
So the country has suffered double tragedy. The money we think we are going to chase, we didn't get. The project too has deteriorated. We are spending more money to complete it. So I always say that when there's any project and any government council, they think that there's an issue, you complete the project. And then you can chase the people who think have done something wrong. For me, it's so important, so fundamental. You see, those of you who are raising concern about the buying, please, there's no government who is selling it all.
We know.
What you should understand is that now the government says it doesn't have the money to complete the project. So it's a private sector that is actually investing money to complete the project.
Right.
Before the previous government left office, the total money needed to complete that place provided was $140 million.
That's increased now.
Okay. So now the agreement between government and the LMI Homes, which is the private company doing it, is that this is how much will be needed to complete the project. When you are able to do it and complete it, the project has also been valued by Institute of Engineers and Architects already. So the total money put together, the amount that the project is worth to be government shares, and then what the private person put is the share of the private person.
Okay.
So there will be an escrow account where the sales money will go to, and the government and the private sector will take their money according to percentages. Yeah.
How much is government getting?
The financial bank behind the project is EcoBank.
Okay.
So if you want to buy the house, it means you have to go to EcoBank for a mortgage loan. And the loan, EcoBank has promised to give a 10% interest rate on that loan.
Okay.
The National Housing Fund, if you want to use that one also to buy it, they are promising 8% interest rate on the loan they will give you. So you choose which one of them you want to go through to be able to buy it.
Elvis, is how you acquire the loan is a problem.
No,
that's all. What do you need to acquire the loan?
That's what I'm
That's
explaining.
the
To let you know that it is not like government is the 100% investor and will say, well, I'm giving, I will do some, I'm giving that. It is not the case.
Okay.
So if you think that you are a politician, think that you are going to get the house, please forget it. You
So the qualification is if you are able to get the loan.
If you can get the loan, if you qualify to get the loan,
then you can get the
then
house.
you can then apply because now you have a mortgage, and the bank is going to look at how much you earn and how much you're supposed to pay monthly for maybe 10 or 50 years to be able to pay for the house. If you can, before the bank will guarantee you that loan to be able to get the house. So it's a pure commercial thing that is going to happen. But the prices I have heard will go. They are lower than normal market prices. It's lower than normal market price. So if you buy from them, you'll be far better off than buying from any other private. For now, it has to be official communication from so I can't disclose some of this. But I can tell you that. But I can tell you that.
No, I'm advocating for you.
I said he was
I
there.
can tell you that.
You don't know what
the prices will be lower than the normal. Anything, you can never get the facilities there in any private facility in Ghana. They'll have a central sewage system. They have. So, excuse me to say, the cars that will come and pull you or this thing, there's no room for that. The place has a demarcation for a school. In fact, every facility that you need, hospital, everything.
The whole community.
In fact, the large space people see by the roadside before you see the building actually that's the commercial center.
Yeah.
So that is where stores and shops are going to be built.
There's now a gate.
So individuals who also want to own shops and stores, you also have to apply.
Yeah.
So normally when people see the Sagolome, they see a lot of land before they see the building. Yeah. It's deliberate. It's part of the design that the frontage there that you are seeing that is empty is completely going to be commercial place for everybody want to do business.
Right.
So clearly, as I said, I'm dreaming that some money will come from somewhere.
No, you can
I want to go and buy the one. I wouldn't say, do you know the place is good.
We spoke about it and we'll dream.
The roads
will help us.
The company that's doing the reason the company really is the best to do the project, and as I realized that, we said there was no water, electricity on those. The company has its own electricity company.
Oh, wow.
That supplies, because they are the one who actually own Ghana Free Zones. They're our industrial city. So they have their own company that supplies water. They have their own company that supplies.
Is that the
they have their own
company
that supplies.
Kodjo started?
Yes, they have their own internet. So every facility that needed to make the place, they themselves are they are constructing an overhead tank and they are laying pipes to get water to Saglema already to the whole place already, because they actually have done it to Dawa. Is their project to that, so they are extending to Saglema. So I think that I was telling somebody at the program if I was President Mahama.
As you wrap up,
if I was President Mahama, the new capital for Ghana, that I want to be, that Saglema will be where I will start, because there's still a vast land.
Yes.
For more buildings to be located. Yeah. So I think it's a model city. Yes. And when you see one building here, the space in between the building and can contain maybe like another 3 lines of building. But there's a levy for car parks, gardening, and the place is well designed. This is what the politician can design very good programs. Implementation. In fact, if President Mahama had completed Saglema, had done everything, people were there. By now, Saglema would have been like the city everybody wants to be. IB is thinking about distance, please.
Quickly.
The motorway is going to be 10 lanes. The road also that goes to apply is also be done dual carriage. So if motorway is done and that road is done, in fact, the traffic you are thinking about to hold you, you may get to Accra like 10-15 minutes from there,
for
because the road is being done. And President Mahama made mention of it. That is one of the reasons that road and the motorway doing is critical to making the place functional. And for me, I can tell anybody, if you have money, you are not like the richest one, like those in the middle class of Ghana, and you need a place where you want to live, you have your peace of mind, you have all the infrastructure.
Exactly.
And maybe your child has gone to school and you are now driving a car to go and pick. The school is right in the community. The hospital, everything you need. You have a central sewage system.
We are moving to Saglema.
And I think that
we have the journalist corner.
As for me, I think that Accra alone should not have this project.
Thank you.
If the private company is able to deliver this, as Awudu has said, the unions like Ghana Medical Association, the nurses, the teachers, I think they shouldn't even sit down for anybody to come and tell them. I think they should rather approach government and say, what has been done here, we think that our members should benefit. And we want to get some of the houses.
Cliff, let me get you in quickly.
You have just sold the houses to you. You have imagined living there already.
No, not at all.
He doesn't want to go there like you.
My concern is premised on what Elvis said. Brilliant ideas, poor execution. And interestingly, we are all now happy that the project is going to be completed. And yet, it looks like we are taking our eye off from where we have started.
I said that we'll decide that one another time. Let's complete the houses.
If you can never complete the house, because you can never complete the houses and come back to those issues, because we are looking at $200 million of the taxpayers' money sunk into that project. Went round. Finally, we have to sublet it to a private developer to come and complete. Why then didn't we say from the onset, that we are going to provide the support for the private sector to lead this particular charge? Because as we speak now, we keep on talking about our debt and whatever. The $200 million is sitting on our books, and we are paying for it. So I am not excited about its completion, because if we had done due diligence right from the word go, that project would have been completed. The additional 100 and something million that is being invested into it, for which the private developer is going to could have been used to do other things. I listened to the president yesterday, and he gave a chronicle of how that whole project started. 2009, it was conceived by the late President Mensah's government. And then we had the 200 million by dint of whatever. We whittled that amount of money. And now we are saying somebody should have completed it before dealing, done that side by side with the legal issues. I don't agree with that because.
So you agree we abandon the project?
No, I'm not.
No, if you don't agree, you agree we abandon the project.
Because. So how many years did it even take to get a private person to come?
But that decision was taken last when the problem got because
yes, because you were looking for a private. Because I remember
we were not looking for private one in the beginning. We wanted to do the. Please, let's be.
No, you see,
but that one was done within the first
in the first place. Why should we have
the administration?
Why should we have?
Gentlemen, let me make the point.
In the first place,
we need to go. So please.
In the first place, it was needless. Drawing down all the 200 million and
I agree with you that we lost money. We now have a double tragedy.
Yes, he said it's too related that he's not excited. Allow the man to
make his point. Someone just sent me a message that Elvis is now Sagleby correspondent.
200 million, which should have given the whole place.
But
now, because of somebody's act, a private person is going to take a percentage of what comes
and
out
the real
of it.
purpose has been lost. It was supposed to be very cheap to the ordinary person. Now we are even saying that it's commercial.
Yes.
But you understand? So for me,
gentlemen,
there are lessons we need to learn from it. It's a beautiful project, even without the completion. When you use that route and you see the structures there, it is so beautiful. What lessons are we going to draw from it so that we don't repeat what we did for $200 million to go down the drain?
My reminder to
the first assessment says the work done was about $70 million. So it's 180 million were contained.
Let me take my reminder to Cliff is that the investment, the millions that he spoke about, this government said that let it go. We have lost it. Let it be free. That is what was done.
So going back actually didn't help.
So the government has said that even though we have wasted money, let it be.
Cliff, thank you, and Elvis, thank you so much for coming, gentlemen. Thank you. It's always exciting having you on a Friday.
Say good morning to the guys at the airport. The way they watch us. I was there a few days ago. This Friday show. Friday. Good morning to everybody.
And they said we should extend it to 3 hours on Friday.
Or you want to do Saturday program?
We'll think about it. We'll think about it.
Just for journalists. For Saturday.
We've had conversations, so we'll think about
heavy cocoa before it comes to the period that you'll be able to.
So, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. We'll take a breather, but before we go, if you're looking for a car that can take you to Saglemy when you also buy the house there, and you're looking for one that will be good for the family, for yourself, you want quality vehicles that will stand the test of time, vehicles that actually speak to luxury, they speak to, performance also, and they are easy on the pocket. You should be visiting EBA Motors this morning because they've got a wide range of brands for you, including Mercedes-Benz, the Range Rovers, Toyotas, Hondas, you name it, they've got all of that for you at their shop. So whether you're looking for the sophistication of a Mercedes-Benz, you're looking at the luxury and commanding presence of the Range, or whatever it is, visit EBA Motors today at Dansuman Runabout behind the Goyle filling station and discover a wide range of carefully selected vehicles designed to give you confidence on every journey. So contact them on 0206 724 872 or 0206 724 883. Now, if you're getting ready to get your wards back to school, especially those in the tertiary institutions, yes, new clothes, new sneakers, very important. But what is more important is whether or not the laptops they're using in school can stand the test of time, whether or not the power banks are ready for those long campus days, and when the deadline hits, do you have printers that will be ready for them? And so, CompuGhana back to school season is here to help students fully get prepared for the new academic year. Shop laptops, tablets, smartphones, printers, routers, headphones, power banks, small fridges, and more with exciting discounts up to a whopping 40% starting from now all the way to the 20th of September. So parents, get ready, and students, it's time for you to level up. CompuGhana back to school season, new school, new level. Walk to any CompuGhana shop or visit www.compughana.com to level up. You can also reach them on 0302 752 020 or send a WhatsApp message to 0243 143 143. Charlie, you for level up, and CompuGhana says passion for technology. We'll take a breather. When we come back, Awisi Dede will be sitting with our next guest.
Jange, Joshua just had a conversation with his guest on the Breakfast Review. We are about to have a discussion on health alert, but before that, let's take a look at some birthday wishes. Happy birthday to you. Today is officially your birthday, so I guess I'm allowed to remind you how beautiful, amazing, and dangerously attractive you are. But this new year, this new chapter bring you happiness, success, peace, and plenty of unforgettable moments. And honestly, I hope I get to be part of at least a few of those moments. Happy birthday to you, beautiful. And that is from Bruno Gabi. He is wishing you a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Elizabeth Grant. Wishing you a beautiful year filled with happiness, peace, good health, exciting opportunities, and countless reasons to smile. May every new chapter... Okay, director, I wasn't done with that. Would you take me back, or I should just carry on? Okay. May every new chapter bring you closer to the dreams in your heart, and may you always be surrounded by genuine love and wonderful people. You're truly amazing. You're truly an amazing person, and I hope today reminds you just how special you are. Keep being the beautiful Elizabeth we all know and appreciate. Happy birthday to you, Elizabeth. Happy birthday, Rose Ayi. You are truly... The person is talking about your elegance. Thank you for everything you do and for being such a nurturing presence. May God continue to bless you abundantly and bless your business. Wishing you a beautiful and fulfilling year ahead. Enjoy your day. Happy birthday to you, Evangelist Precious. Wishing you abundant blessings, good health, prosperity, and many more fruitful years ahead. May God continue to strengthen, guide, and richly bless you in all that you do. God bless you, sir. With love from the Obro family. Happy birthday, beautiful Zainab. May Allah grant all your heart desires. This is from Zuleya. Happy birthday to you, beautiful Zainab. Happy 50th birthday to amazing mother, Madam Amma Brobe Williams, Deputy General Secretary of the GFA. Wishing you good health, happiness, and many more wonderful years. May God's grace and favor be with you always. Love from Nanekia, Bubune, Dede, and all your loved ones. Happy birthday to you. 50 really looks good on you. Happy birthday to Bishop Moses Kofi of Power Pentecostal Ministries. May God bless your new age with good health, wisdom, grace, and greater impact in ministry. Wishing you many more blessed and fruitful years ahead. Happy birthday to you, John Bright from Pone of Shivika Academy. I hope I got the name right. Wishing you a wonderful new age filled with joy, growth, good health, and success. For God, may God continue to bless and guide you in all you do. This is from Sir Elam. He's wishing you a happy birthday. Happy birthday to our amazing daddy, Mr. Opuni Wating. Thank you for your love, wisdom, guidance, and sacrifices. You are our strength and our blessing. May God grant you long life, good health, and more joy. We love and appreciate you so much. Enjoy your day, Daddy. That is from Ira, Mame, and Nana K. That's K-Boat. Oh, okay. That's our sound man. K-Boat, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I had to just make sure it was the picture. Anyway, happy birthday to you, K-Boat. Happy birthday to my sweet daughter, Maribel Eliana Irabna Sikapa. A champion. You are a blessing, and I am excited to see you blossom every single day. Keep radiating God's glory, impacting your generation and making us proud. We love you dearly. This is from your parents. That's a very beautiful picture. Happy birthday to you, darling. So a happy birthday to those of you who have celebrated your birthday and those who are yet to celebrate your birthday. It's time to have a conversation on Health Alert. And I have persons from a foundation called AfroAid Ghana. They have an initiative coming up, an incubator initiative. And we're going to have a conversation on that matter. We have Afi Antonio. She is the founder for AfroAid Ghana. She's also a media personality and an entrepreneur. And we also have Emmanuel K.O. Labi. He is a business and telecom consultant as well as a board chair for AfroAid Ghana. Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you, Dede.
Afi, let me start off with you. Help me understand, what does your foundation do exactly?
So, what we do is we are focused on health, education, and women empowerment. So, with health, we do a lot when it comes to health, paying of bills for children whose parents can't afford it. And we also have advocacy on autism. Which I had this pageant for them for like 4 years.
Really?
Mr. and Miss Autism Ghana. Right, yeah. So that is what we do when it comes to health. We even took a child to South Africa for an implant, so we've been doing a lot when it comes to health. And then women empowerment, we train single mothers, girls who have dropped out of school with a skill. So every year we try to do that. And what we did the last time, we selected about 14 people and we gave them money after empowering them with a skill. We taught them how to make floor detergent, soap, and all. I think we taught them about 3 or 4 things. And then we selected about 7 out of the 14 and we gave money to them to start a business, to be self-sufficient. So when it comes to that part, that's what we do with the women empowerment. And we also used to have Solar for Girls. That falls under the women empowerment. But because of sponsorship issues, we've put that on hold for now. And then when it comes to education, we have the school project where we do. Last year, we went to Upper East. We sold about roughly 50 school uniforms for children who were wearing tattered uniforms. We also made sure we provided new desks because they were sitting on the floor. We provided about 40-something desks for them as well. And then we painted a 3-block building for them as well. This year, God willing, next month when school reopens, we are doing something like that similar in Cape Coast. We are trying to give some school uniforms to children who are wearing tattered uniforms in school, and then also give out some exercise books. And we also go to hospitals. When we go there, we try to go to the hospitals and pay for bills for first-time mothers or those who have given birth and are unable to pay for their bills, and they've been kept in the hospital until they pay their bills. We try to settle their bills for them so that they can go home.
You reach a lot of people and it cuts across. Usually some foundations are limited to just one particular area, but it looks like you're tackling almost all our major issues in the country. And that's
try.
So good. I would come to you on what really, I'm sure there was a particular instance that made you wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I need to start a foundation. There was something that happened. So I'll come to you. But Emmanuel, let's talk about the incubator initiative that the foundation is looking to begin. What prompted that?
Right. So, Dede, thank you, and thank you for having us. Essentially, what we have done in the past is that before the World Cup season, we got in touch with a few partners in the States. We agreed to work on a few projects, but one that stood out is the incubator initiative. The reason we're here today. Our partner in the States, Vanel and the wife, their last born suffered a preterm birth. So essentially, because they're in the States, they got very good support, very good equipment to take care of them. And they thought to themselves, had it been in Ghana, all things being equal, what would have been the case? Is the essence of the entire project. One minority now has developed into a majority cause and initiative, and we are following through to do that. So the incubator initiative is basically
we riding on Ghanaians in country and in the diaspora to help us be able to supply incubators for a region each for 16 regions in Ghana. And we'll do that every year till we're able to reach a particular level and we think we have reached a threshold. Now, this is a background story. In Ghana, about 15% of all births are preterm or premature. So we currently have almost 120,000 births, which are preterm. We don't have adequate equipment to take care of them. We have also had the challenges where we have problems with our maintenance culture on the existing equipment. So this our initiative is, let's say, a wholesome initiative where we are trying to bring the incubators into the country. We also train those who use them, and then we do periodic inspections to make sure everything is fine. In case it breaks down, there's also a protocol to be able to repair, which are all part of the packages we are bringing. We intend to start with at least 16 before the end of next year. By the time we are in December, we should have shipped all the incubators into the country. Our major purpose here is we want Ghanaians and Africans and everybody in the diaspora to help us be able to reach this goal.
How do you want them to help? Funding or
yes,
what exactly?
Funding, particularly funding. We have a very good partner in Spain, Barcelona, and then we have been able to discount the prices down. However, we also want support to be able to now pay up the rest. We have a GoFundMe link. I'm sure your team has that. And we also have a mobile money link. And we are pleading because this is about our third appearance since after the World Cup. And I can tell you that we have not been able to reach the cost of one incubator yet. Right? An incubator should give us about $1,500. We've been able to negotiate it, in fact, between $1,500 to $2,500. But now we have a partnership in Barcelona that's Medical Open World, helping us be able to do it at $1,000. With missionaries, we're going to bring it down. So we're going to have $1,000 per incubator times 16 at least. Okay. And as we speak right now, we don't have up to $1,000 for one. We have a 620 and almost 3,000 Ghana cedis. So $620 on our GoFundMe and almost 3,000 on our Ghana cedi account.
I'm sure the flyer on the screen right now has the link and everything. Anyway, so let me come to you briefly. We're really racing against time. Do you have a list of hospitals you're looking to give? Because he mentioned that you're tackling all the 16 regions, and then each hospital would have one. So does it mean you already have hospitals you're looking to?
Yes, like I mentioned earlier, I did a post on Facebook, and we had an overwhelming, response. So some of the heads of the hospitals reached out through my Facebook, and I took their numbers, we WhatsApp. That's how we got the videos he showed on screen. Some of them, we needed proof that they really needed the incubators, you understand? So some, showed us the area like you can see on the screen. They have the area where they want to do that, but there's no incubator at all. Some have the warmer, no incubator. Some have one incubator, it's not working, So some are now yet to even create space for that. You understand? Yeah. So we would reach out to them after we are able to raise the money and then go there and make sure that really they need it, because we can't just buy incubators for people that already have it. We want to give it to hospitals that do not have it at all.
So I think you should rehash the number that people can reach you on in case somebody wants to help financially to this cause.
So this is the number you can send any contributions to: 0541 494111. 0541 494111. You can call, you can send a message, and you can send your contributions. You can reference your contributions as incubators. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The name on that.
Is there anything you would want to
add? The name on the account is Afro8 Ghana. So when you are sending the money, Afro8 Ghana, make sure you see Afro8 Ghana before you send the money. Yes. And let us know when you send something so we can acknowledge it and say thank you to you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Afi Antonio. She's the founder for Afro8 Ghana. She's also a media personality and entrepreneur, doing so much good work in that front. And Emmanuel K.O. Labi is also a board chair for AfroAid Ghana. That has been Health Alert here on GH Today. We'll be back with Friday.
Sunny place.
Welcome to Fly Friday. I am Eko Boache. Today we continue the conversation on Ghana's hope to get a new flag carrier, and we are going to discuss about 7 contenders who are in this race. With me here to have the conversation is Managing Editor of Aviation Ghana, Ghana's authoritative aviation portal. When it comes to aviation news, it's aviationghana.com. So we are here with the Managing Editor, Dr. Dominic Ando. Doc, thanks for joining us once more. We are discussing the contenders of Ghana's new flag carrier. Who are they?
So far we have about 7. We know Emirates is interested. We know Etihad is interested. Surprisingly, they are both from the same country, UAE. We know about the interest from Ethiopian Airlines. We know of Egypt Air. We know of 2 other private individuals who also put in a bid, essentially seeking to partner government so that they will help government establish it. But of course, according to what the committee said, they want an airline already in operation. So those 2 other ones going to the second round of the bids were taken out. Essentially, the bid is in 3 phases. The first part, express your interest, just let us know who you are, or I'm a call, I'm of GHOne. That's all they needed, and I'm interested, that's all. The second part is where they go into the details. Okay, where you fly to, your routine, your plan, how you intend to finance it, etc. The second part is where all those details come up. And then the third part is where they trim it down and select probably the final person to partner government to do it. So far, the airlines I mentioned, Ethiopian, Emirates, Etihad, Delta Airlines, Egypt Air, 5, main one that we mentioned. And then the 2 other people are something that we know that they've all expressed interest in doing that. So we are now in the second phase now, where they will trim that list down. And of course, as I told you, the 2 other who are not directly airlines but wanted to come in as consultants to help government do it, when you trim it down in the second phase, they will be taken out. And then the other 5 plus other people that government will identify as being strategic, the government, even when the people didn't apply, can approach them and have a discussion with them as well.
When we talk about strategic people who didn't apply, what are we looking at?
I mean, strategic people who didn't apply this time around. I think mainly because of the expression of interest that was put out. It was specific. Airline with international operation. Airline with experience in the business for a long time. Airline willing to send aircraft to Ghana to start the thing by next year, first quarter. So ordinarily, the private individuals, let's say I'm an investor, I want to come in and apply and then do it if you give me the permission. Those were sidelined. For instance, in the past, under Kufuor, part 2, there was a prominent company that applied to partner government to do it. This prominent company, G&H Group, had a lot of money, and their partners were going to be Norwegian, and the money they had was coming from some banks in India and China, and they showed proof of funds, all those details. However, they were coming in government. I have all these things. If you give me the right to do it, then I'll go and register with the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, get my licenses to fly. They were seeking the
consent or the agreement, say, okay, you've been selected, then they will now proceed to Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, start their certification process and get an AC or air carrier license. And then the second one, you need to operate an airline, AOC, air operator certificate. They were sticking to do that. But the government view was, no, we already want an airline. So he didn't give it to them and gave it to Ashanti Airlines, of course, backed by Despite and Co. However, because Ashanti Airline was already in business, probably government thought that because you are already an airline, you can quickly scale up, but it didn't happen. This time our GNH group